Well, this might be a long one. Test audio test testing 1 2. Oh man, I was working on Sabrina's barn. I think I have a video on this already. And let's just go to the working. I'll show you. This is the barn, and so this project started off a simple barn, right? Nothing in life is simple. Whoops. Let me turn off the air conditioner because people will say, I can't hear. I can't hear. Now, let's check our fancy system here. See if I'm still in the frame since I moved my big butt to turn off the air conditioner. Anyway, where are we? Let's turn on the site plan. So in any event, don't pay any attention to these lines that appear. In any event, so I go to do her site plan, and I find out that there's this contested property line right here. This is the survey that I was given from these guys, and I was like, how does this happen? You know, if you're doing a survey, you know, it's weird. This property line from 1973, property line in dispute. Okay, so I said to Sabrina, Sabrina, where is your deed? That is what you own. This is just a graphic representation of what you own. This piece of paper is not your deed. This is not, I mean, here's what people get confused, okay? This drawing is done by a licensed surveyor, but it is not your property. This is not your your legal description. Your legal description is in your deed right here, okay? So what I did was I went in and I picked out all these points. This one paragraph basically tells you everything about your property. And this is part of her deed, okay? And you can read it beginning at a point in or near Hilltop Road, also known as Birch Runville Road, said point being the southeast corner of land of John E. Williams. Thence from said point of beginning along lands of the said Williams, the following three courses, and all this rigmarole doesn't really mean anything except these numbers. Well, and letters. Here you go. 1. North, 11 degrees, 40 minutes. East, 81.5 feet. Okay? So these little red numbers are mine because I was having a hard time following, because there's literally extra call outs in here starting after number 10 than what are on her drawing. And so this started to get complicated. So what I did, and this is usually what I do when I get ready to do a survey or I'll get ready to draw one, I'll set up this a spreadsheet that has, let's see if I can make it bigger, that will have the call outs on it. And so I number all the lines, okay? Each property line will get a number. And in this case, 18. It's probably, I haven't done one that had 18 call outs in probably 10 or 15 years. I can't even remember doing one. And I've been doing this for, I don't know, 40 years. Honestly, I can't remember one with 18 call outs. So this is complicated, and it's not complicated, it's just a pain in the rear, to be honest with you. But what you do, and this is what I do, I don't know if other people do this, but I set up a spreadsheet where I can number the lines, and you see, the reason I do that is because in the deed, they keep restarting the call out numbers. If you'll see here, 1, north, blah, 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 2, blah, 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 3, and then when they get down here to number 4, they start at 1 again. And then they start at 2 again. And that's because it's changing directions. But what I like to do is number every line in sequence from start to finish and put it in a spreadsheet like this. And then you just simply, like right here, we'll just do number 1 over again. So number 1, north, and then you look for the other, east. Okay, so come here, northeast. See that direction? I don't separate these because it doesn't matter. And when I get ready to draw the lines, and this helps me to have this together, northeast or northwest. Okay, so north, 11 degrees, 40 minutes, 0 seconds, because there's no seconds called out. Okay, so 11 degrees, 40 minutes, 0 seconds, and then I put the distance, 81.5 feet. Okay, now some people will put the distance on this side and it's fine. You know, this column will be last. I say some people, I've never seen it. I haven't seen it done this way. I haven't seen it done this way in so long because guess what? We have surveying equipment now that will do this automatically. That's why it's been a long time since I've done this. I do it a couple of times a year now because some people will want me to do a site plan and they don't have a survey, but they'll have their deed, and I can just enter these call outs and I get the survey. Now, one thing I must say right away is that I'm not a licensed surveyor. I've just been in the design build business for 45 years, and I know I've got 10 years worth of architecture experience, so I know how to do this, but I'm not a licensed surveyor. And I told the owner I can't, this is not to certify. What I told her was that the deed is the legal description of your property, right? So let me move this over a little bit so I can get both of them up here. Oops, wrong button. The deed is your legal description. The survey is just a graphic representation of it. Okay. What the surveyor is certifying is the things on your property where they are located. Okay. He's not telling you where it is in space and time. He's just basically locating things on your property, and he's showing the property lines. Okay. If you ever have to go to court, and this is what I was telling Sabrina, is that this is what the judge will look at right here, the written description of your property in your deed, because this is the deal right here. So anyway, the way you convert these angles, there's a lot of information I'm trying to go over, so that's why I'm trying to hurry. The way you convert these angles is there's a formula. I don't know if you can see this, but because when you're hand drawing the survey, you need to be able to take the length of the line and tilt it to an angle, right? So, and I'm going to show you this in a minute. I just wanted to show you this formula. You take the degrees. You can see here we have E8. Where am I? E8. We have E8 plus F8. Yeah, so F8 is F8. I'm having a hard time following my own spreadsheet. F here, this column times divided by 60. The whole point in here is that there's 60 minutes in an hour, right? So the degrees are based on, the angles based on the minutes and seconds, okay? So the minutes are 60 minutes and your seconds are 360, okay? So when you go to this number, I keep losing my formula. It's divided by 60, okay? So all you do is you set up a spreadsheet that says the minutes are divided by 60 plus the seconds divided by 3600, okay? and that gives you this angle 11.6667. And I like to go to 4 decimal places. Okay, so this 11, it will always be the major, the degree 11, 78, 24. But these minutes and seconds will give you this decimal part of the angle. Okay. So anyway, I set up this spreadsheet, and I've been working on this for 2 hours, and I'm already blind, and that's why I'm having a hard time following my own work. But if you're interested in this, I really don't mind. I may even set up this spreadsheet somewhere if somebody wants to download it. It's no big deal. But what it allows you to do is, we'll just, it allows you just to type in the degrees and minutes and seconds, and this is what's weird about this particular survey. I've never seen so many call outs that didn't have seconds. You see, there's only 3 out of 18 that had seconds on them. So in a way, it makes it a little bit simple, but it's not that simple. Anyway, so anyway, I went through this whole thing. This whole thing took me, and I want to advise you, if you do this yourself, do this 3 times to double check, okay? Because you get a little snowblind, and for some reason, I don't know if I'm ADHD or whatever that is I have a hard time when I'm trying to read numbers, like going down and back. So I have to go across the line, and then come back, and then go down, like for this number 12, north, northeast, right? Number 12 is northeast. I feel like I got to check some of these. Northeast, 58 degrees 9 minutes. So what I do is I just call it out 58, 9, 10. So 58, 9, 10. Okay, and then I go look for the feet, 80.11 feet, and I go to 3 decimals on the feet, because if you don't get these distances, sometimes the survey won't close. If you don't do the angles precisely enough, and you don't do the feet exactly the way they're called out, then you will. I've noticed that most surveyors don't go past 2 decimal places on the distance, but anyway, I'm showing 3. Just, it also shows that there is nothing called out past the 2nd decimal. So if I just put 0.46, 0.460 tells me that there's nothing past that as far as the distance goes. Anyway, I have these little things in my mind. I think they're not always correct. So anyway, you go through this exhaustive thing, and honestly, most properties are only going to have 5 or 6 call outs, right? 90% of the properties in America have 4 sides. 5 or 6 at the most. And especially urban lots, because cities are basically laid out on the grids of like your typical urban lot is 50 by 150, right? So you'll have millions and millions of properties with just 4 property lines. Let's see if we have anybody watching. Hello, Richard. How's it going? So after I do this table here, I move to this mode where I draw all the lines, and I started drawing them, but I realized I had left one out right here, number 11, this little short one, and I had to go back and redo them all. So right now I'm in the process of checking them. So what I do next is let me bring this back up. Let me get this. Now I'm going to lose it again. Yeah, now I got to bring it back up. Let me get this one selected. I'll bring this up. All right, so that's when I need my window. I had the default tray on SketchUp move closed because it was in the way when I was trying to do the deed and the table, the spreadsheet. So now I can see. So now I can check up here on the entity info panel. You just click on I knew that was going to happen. You just click on the line and it will tell you right here 81.5. So 81.5. Okay. Number 2 is 182. Number 3, and I wish there was a way I could make this stay up there. I thought if I was only selecting this, anyway, 63 feet. This is 42.5. Next one should be 260. That's what I should do, is just do a couple at a time. And then 135, 14. 135, 14. I'm checking these because I missed one. This was the long one. 948, 460. Okay. This is 278, 2. 278, 2. 290. That's 290. 138. Yep. And this is where I started getting off. So 80, let's see. I got myself confused. Okay, 48.57. Okay, here we go. This is where I missed one. So I need to draw one in here. 48.57 feet right here. 48.57 feet. Okay. Now this looks weird for right now, but you'll see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm getting ready to get the hiccups. You'll see what I'm doing in a minute. If you want to learn this. If you don't care, then I get it. I get it. Okay, this one's 80.11. So the next one should be 55.09. So I'll go up here. 55.09 feet. Okay, and I'm going to bring this back up. And 55.09 feet. And the next one is 109.66. 109.66. Let's just do this. 149.32. 49.32. And 190.88. 190.88 feet. And I know I've been putting feet on these. 149.32. Yeah, have to be. They wouldn't be showing up if I wasn't doing feet right. Feet properly. And this was 198.88. 198. So I'm going to do 57 feet. Okay. Then 252.4 to big long line. 252.4 feet. Am I set to feet? I must be set to feet. Because I didn't, that's what it is. I've got my unit set to feet. And that's why I'm not having to put the feet sign in. Sometimes I'm accidentally forgetting. So 252.4. There we go. See it right there. Now, here's the fun part. Here's what you do next, okay? So you see all these lines are kind of out of whack, and eventually it's going to look something like this down here. What you do is you take the first line, okay? I'm going to click over here, and I'm going to get this, bring this back up for now, and I'm going to move this Oops. I'm going to move this up. Let's see, that's number 1. So we'll put it up here somewhere. Okay. Now let's go up here, and this is where the fun starts. So you look at your call out, okay? So northeast. So now I know that I'm going to take my rotate tool, okay? I wish I should have printed this thing out so I could look at it. But I wanted you all to be able to see it as I was doing it. That's why I keep having to bring it back up. So you see here, it's northeast, okay? So what that means is you start at the north end. North is always up in maps, CAD, drawings, whatever. It's always up, okay? So you're going to do that, and you're going to click on the other end, and you're going to turn it to the east, okay? Let me see what it was. It's 11.6667. 11.6667. Let's see. Wait a minute. Why is it not? I said 11. Oh, okay. I left a little thing out here. Okay, so again, it's been a long time since I've done this. What you do is once you start turning it, you turn it to where it's facing northeast, okay? And you click, and then you can type in your number down here. You see, 11. And when you're doing it, you won't have this problem because it's the easiest thing to do is to print this out so you can look at it, you know. But if I just put myself a straight line down here, okay, and I get the compass tool out and I do this, you'll see down there in the bottom corner, 11.667 feet, okay. So it might not have looked like it worked, but it did. And as I go through these, I'll try to remember this number better. Yeah, like the next one is 78.333 degrees, okay? So now I'm going to go select it. Now I kind of know where it goes, but the way these callouts work is the next line is a continuation of the first one, okay? So I'm going to move it up here, but I'm not going to connect it yet, okay? I'm not ready to connect it until I get this at the proper angle, okay? Now I'm going to go, I'm going to click on this. I'm going to get my rotation tool going, and I need this to go this way, right? It's going to go this way, and what did I say? 78.3333. Okay. So I'm gonna rotate it this way. Okay. Then I'm gonna type in 78.3333. You see how it changed? It doesn't matter. You know, if you draw a line and you rotate it, you grabbed one end and you grab the other end and you rotate it. Oops, I didn't mean to grab both of them. If you grab a line and you're rotating it, wherever you stop doesn't really matter as long as it's going in the right direction, okay? You see down at the bottom, you see the relative angle. That angle is relative to the item that you selected. So as long as you get it going, and you noticed this was straight up and down, the last line I did, okay? But I tilted it in that direction because I knew it was 78 degrees, right? And then all I did was let go, and then I can type in the angle. As long as you type it in right after you click, it's going to work. So now what I can do is connect them. Okay. Now I can take this this line and move up here. Now, some people may think this is kind of a crude way to do this, and maybe you're right. I don't know, but this is the way I've always done it, and I've never had any trouble with it. This is going to be number 3, and it goes 24 point. It goes southwest. Okay, so when I see southwest, I know southwest is that way. Okay, so I'm just going to click southwest, and I'm going to go back and check my angle. 24.25. Now I'm going to go down here. 24.225. You see it move a little bit? It corrected it because I typed in the correct angle. Now I've got it the right angle. I can do that. Now let's move this one up here. Let's move, well, I don't want to move them all. Let's move this up here. Let's see if I can remember one so I don't have to annoy you people with going back and forth. This one is northwest 74.25. Okay, so northwest, if you know your map angles, your directions, you know the northwest is that way, right? And I don't know, I'm getting Alzheimer's now. 74.25. I've been looking at these degrees and angles and these numbers for 3 hours. Okay, so they're all in my head, and well, they're not in my head in the proper order. 74.25. So I'm just going to click in the northwest direction. Okay, now I'm going to type 74.25.25. Okay, you see it laid over. That's the way it should be going. Right there. Okay, let's get another one. And by the time we get to the end, we will be really good at it again. Now we're going 83 degrees. That's an easy one. Northwest. Okay, so again, I got to go northwest. Okay, and I'm just going to click anywhere, and then I'm going to type 83 degrees, and it'll fix itself. I like it when things fix themselves. And one of the complaints, one of the problems this survey, and this file here was given to me by a surveyor. I did not draw this. Okay, his drawing doesn't even close, right? And it's because he's left out. There's some things left out in here from the deed, and that's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to show the owner that I don't think yeah, I guess it closes there. So then this one, we'll move it up here kind of relatively where it goes, and then we'll go look at our angle. That is northeast 6 point. You know what I could do? Can I do this? Can I copy that angle? Am I getting smart? Go northeast. That way's east. And then can I do control? No, you see that here? It wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me control V. So I'm gonna have to go back because I didn't remember. 6.5833. 6.5833. Part of the problem is I can't see my keyboard very well because I've got my laptop folded over, because I have a big monitor in front of me and I got my laptop down here, and so the top of the laptop's leaning over towards me, and I'm having to look under my keyboard. Then we got this big mother right here. We got Big Mama right here. So we're going to lay her up here, and we're going to go back to our table. 83, it goes, so southeast, okay? So southeast, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and see, it confuses me a little bit because I know I'm going to lose my angle. I'm just going to do the southeast first, okay? So we know south is down, right? And we know east is that way. So, and I know this, I'm kind of cheating. I know it's way up here, but I'm just going to do it right here to show you how when I type in the angle, it's going to be fine. 834167. Okay, 834167. Now what's depressing is I have typed in the wrong angle before and have to go back and check every one of them. So we're going to pray that that doesn't happen here. It's hard to do a live stream though and be perfect at the same time. I try, I really do. Trying to be perfect. So now we're at this. Let's see. We're at the two. We're at the. I need to check to make sure which line I'm on, just to verify it. 278.2. 278. Oh, we're all the way down here. Okay. So 3875 southeast. 3875. Okay, I think I can remember that. Okay, southeast. 38.75. Oh, that's right. Huh. It's that one. Okay. I'm kind of cheating a little bit because I kind of know. If I didn't know what this property looked like, well, you kind of always kind of know what they look like, but and I am referring, but there's going to be some funkiness down here when we get close to the road. I'm predicting, because you see this line right here. The surveyor is claiming this is all one line, but then he found a pin right here. That's a pin. Okay, those little circles are pins. So if you come over here, he calls it out an iron pin, but he doesn't have a call out for that little short line segment, which is a boo-boo, right? Because you're supposed to stop at each pin gets its own call out, right? Or each line does. So he's saying 130 feet goes all the way down to here. So I believe the surveyor was doing some moonshine that day. I don't know what he was doing. Hitting the wacky weed. I'm just kidding. By the way, if you're seeing his name on, I'm just trying to enter some humor into this. I don't know the guy, and so I shouldn't talk about him like that because he's a professional, and I don't want him to be mad at me. But I do have a problem with if this turns out that he didn't even read the deed. That's where I'm going to be. That's where I'm going to question his manhood. So 290 should be the next one, and you can see why some of these angles get confusing sometimes. They're similar looking. That one's the 290. Okay, this one should be 290. Yep, and we're going to move her up here. Now the reason I like to keep them separate is because I could go ahead and connect this one, but sometimes honestly I'll start from the wrong end when I'm doing the angle, because I know it doesn't really matter as long as I get it going in the right direction, and it would affect that. It would move that line. When you connect lines in SketchUp, they're connected for good until you disconnect them. Let's see, so I'm going to go here. I need to go 35.7 southwest. Okay, so I'm going to go down south, then I'm going to go west, and then I'm going to cheat again, 35.7. I'm going to come back here, 35.7. Don't tell me I didn't see it move. Did I get it? I didn't get lucky, did I? Because I knew kind of where it was going. I'm going to do it up here and then type in 35.7. Okay, I'd feel better now. I must have got lucky because I didn't see it move. Now we got this little line right here, so we're going to grab it, move it up. I did an update on, I updated the SketchUp Pro 2023 and my buttons are all mixed up. If you see me fiddling around up here, let's see if we got any comments. Oh, comments. What the heck? What the hell? This one's going to be 48. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back and revisit that one. So I'm going to go, I know it's southwest, so I'm going to go south and then west. And then I'm going to go look at the angle. 48.6167. 48.6167. And then I'm going to go back and make sure 48.6167. You really need to get into a habit of double and triple checking. I don't think that connected at the right spot. It didn't look right. That looks right. Because you can really, now here's where we start to deviate, I think. Okay? This is, something's weird about this, and then this is where it gets weird, because there's an extra line in here somewhere. Okay? Or something's weird, but we're going to follow what the deed says. Okay? So, well, how long is this line? This line is 48.57 feet. So that call out is this one right here. And it's supposed to go northwest, which makes sense. Okay. 38. Okay. Or 31. So I'm just going to go, I'm going to get the direction going and then I'm going to come back. So I'm going to come down here. Northwest is that way. And it is 31.0556. 31.0556. Did I say that right? 31.0556. 31.0556. Okay. I believe it. Like that. It looks like it's less than 90 degrees though. That's confusing me. When I first saw that angle, I know this is less than 90. That's 79 degrees, so I don't know what. Maybe it's not supposed to be. What is this one? Yeah, okay. I thought that, yeah, I guess my impression was that that was 90 degrees, but I was wrong. So now I'm going to move this one up here. This is where I don't, this is where I start to not understand this whole thing right here. And I might even go back to the deed and verify this. So number 12 is, this line should be 80.11 feet, 80.11 feet, and it goes northeast. Northeast. So northeast is that way. Okay. At 58, 15, 28. 58, 15, 28. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Am I? Or am I just imagining things? I'm probably imagining things. So let's go back here. The next one is 41 feet. Let's just select it first and make sure it's, wait a minute, wait. Is that one 80? Yeah, okay, this is the mistake I made before. Right in here, for some reason, I got confused. So this one's supposed to be 5509, and it goes northeast. Okay, so we're going to, oh wait, let's move it up here first. And then we're going to go northeast that way, and then we're going to check the angle. 41, 37, 22. 41, 37, 22. Is that right? 41, 37, 22. Yep. Okay. Why does this, you see, this is different. Okay, I think what would be funny is if mine closes based on the deed, and this surveyor's doesn't. That's what I'm hoping happens, because I want him to eat crow. I'm just kidding. This guy's gonna find out who I am and come sue me. But he lives in Pennsylvania, so he'll have a hard time finding me in the woods of Tennessee. 109, 109, 66. Stop making myself laugh. So we're going to go northeast again, 3420. I think I can remember that one. Northeast. $34.20. Okay. I was looking over here and I didn't see it move, but that looks right. That looks close. Now, this is where things get interesting also, because what is this 11 line number 15? Let's go investigate line number 15. Let's go to the deed book. Oh, there is something weird here. Number 14 was $109.66. Number 15 was 149.32 feet. Wow. I must have been typing. Was I typing one time and it got entered over here accidentally? I think that's what happened. Switching back and forth from SketchUp to here, I think I was typing in degrees or something. Is there degrees up here? Yeah, look at that. 11.6667 was the degree for number 1, and somehow it ended up down here. See, this is why you got to continuously check this stuff. Number 15 is supposed to be 149.32. And then number 16 is supposed to be that's the third line up. 190.88. I think the lines I've actually drawn are correct, and that's what made me wonder. Now here's the one I left out to begin with. Number 17 was 57 feet. That's right. 19.88. And then the last one was 252.4. Okay, now feel better now. So then hey,
we're literally at Walmart right now. You want us to get you one of those salad kits, or what?
Yeah, the Caesar one.
Okay, yeah, no problem, Dad.
Thank you.
Caesar salad kit.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks.
Okay, Dad, I'll do it.
All right, bye. I'm going to Barrett's for lunch tomorrow. He's such a good son. He knows I'm on a diet, and I buy these. The way I lose weight is to be prepared, and one way to be prepared is to buy these kits. You can buy these Caesar salad kits where it's all in a bag, and it's the lettuce and everything, and it's got the low-fat dressing and croutons in it. It's all measured out, so you can't eat more. Is this 149.32? 149.32. See, that's the correct length. Now I gotta go northwest. Let's just get the line going northwest. Oh, northwest. Huh. That's northwest right there. And then 57,833. 57,833. Okay. We're going to go over here and place it right there. I thought that line was longer. You know what? There must be two segments in here. Aha. How much you want to bet that's why his doesn't close? How much you want to bet by the time you get back around here? It's going to be fun. I'm excited. I'm hoping ours is going to close. So the next line is supposed to be what is that? 190, yeah, 190,880. 190,880. I'm going to move it up here because I thought that that line segment's too short. So yeah, that makes sense. All right, so it's going to be. See here though, this is different. These angles don't make sense to me. Where am I? 190,880 is 5825, and it's going southwest. That's not right. Number 16. It says southwest 5815 for 190,88 feet. Okay. We will see they changed directions on me. You notice how this one was northwest and this one's southwest? So we're going to go south and then west. 58.25. What? 58.25. Well, this is wrong. Oh wait, okay, I'm on drugs. It's this one. I thought there was two line segments here. You see, look how much longer. Look how much longer this line is. We're just going to copy it. This is the big mistake right here. I got this file literally from the surveyor. This file right here, I did nothing to it. Look at this. Now you know why I'm confused. Okay? Maybe you don't know why I'm confused, but that's why I'm confused. And the thing is, if I hadn't seen this, you see, if I hadn't seen this down here, I wouldn't be confused. If I was just drawing this from scratch, I'd be just like, okay, next line, next fine line. But this line is 190.88, and then the next line is 57 feet. Okay, that's true. So we're going to move it up here. And it goes northwest at 38,467. Is that right? Four 667. Oh man, what am I doing? I'm on two different menus here. See, you know what? That's what happened to this other one. I thought I was on this menu, and I was actually on this menu. And so I got to be careful what I'm doing here. What I need to do is click over here and undo this. Get it straight up and down again, then go back here. And I'm just going to start off southwest. I don't know how that's southwest though. I mean, I know it's leaning southwest, but it should be. See, when you're going this way, it would be southeast. If you're going this way, it would be northwest. I don't get that. This is that's confusing me. Okay, so it is. Oh, it is. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong line. Okay, it is northwest. I know I'm on drugs. 38,467. 38.4667. Now we shall check it again because I can still see it down here. 38.4667. I've been dealing with these numbers all day, and I'm about out of brain power. Oops! Don't do that, Tony. I can't. My eyes are all watery. I can't see. Now, the last line, is she going to close? The last one. Let's bring her up here and we'll just. So the last one is this one. And let's make sure it's 252.4. There it is. And it's northwest. So we're going to start at northwest. And then we're going to type in 525833. 52.5833. All right, here we go. Here's the big. Now, what I do on the last one, okay? I'm going to copy it because I want to leave it there. Yeah, see. Oh man. I want to redo that. Something tells me. Is it? Let's see how far. Here's one way to do this too, is to go, because that would have closed it, and the length of that line is 256.96. So there's no way that's 4 feet short. Let's make this a group, and we're going to lay it over. We're just going to pick a point, this point right here, and see if we can see what it is. Where it starts to get funky. Well, this is part of the problem right here. It was sticking out like a sore thumb, wasn't it? Remember how I said, I was showing earlier how this line was much longer. See, I asked Sabrina to get the deeds from this guy and this guy, these deeds right here, because it seemed like something was funky right here. And this is where the barn's going to go, right here. And the issue is, you see, the issue is she needs to have 25 feet. This is what started the whole conversation for me. She needs to have 25 feet right here. She's not that far off. Look, yeah, we're 25. I remember this. We're 25 feet from this, but it angles. You see, and you have to be 25 feet at this point right here. So this would have to move over. This corner would have to be moved over there. We're thinking about making the barn smaller anyway. So if you have any questions. No questions. So the only thing I know to do is to I'm kind of weirded out because this actually lines up. I didn't think that was going to line up, and I'm really kind of surprised this all lines up. I think what I'm going to check is there's no way this is only. Let's go to number 14 again. On the deed. $34.12 $109,660. Is this the right line? I have a hard time following the lines for some reason. East, go back. Yeah, 10966. 10966. There it is right there. And then 15 is 149.32. 16 is 190.88. 17 is 57 feet. And 18 is 252.4. Then if we went back to 15's angle, 5047. I kind of knew when I was getting in this area right here something was going to get funky. I could tell, but I don't know. This is bizarre because there's actually somebody you see here. Here's this is kind of a, you see how this is kind of offset. It's not really in the middle of this whole big thing. It's almost like, and you see where this fence stops? It's almost like at some point in time there was a lot line abandoned or moved, because that one would have had to have been moved because it's down, this one is down here. I wonder if that angle lines up. It doesn't look like it does. No. So that's interesting, but that's, uh, I don't know what I was saying before. This, I think, is some kind of parcel number 2 being more fully described as below, with beginning at flowing 30 feet wide, corner 33 feet wide at a corner of Montgomery set point, measuring blah 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 38 line following corner blah blah blah, formerly known as this beginning that. Okay, so she didn't tell me about this part. 38 degrees. I thought this was some kind of easement. She said something about an easement. Northerly. I may end up having to do a little table just for this one, just for this. Montgomery, lands of Montgomery, Susan Jacobs. See, I don't know. Something weird. Something weird. I mean, this is the survey that was done in November. Wow, November of 2022. My impression is that here's the setbacks right here. Rear yard's 40, side from street. Setback from street line 50 feet. Holy cow. I wonder if she knows this. I'm glad we did this video, because I wouldn't, she gave me the setbacks. Anyway, it looks like what I'm going to have to do is a part 2. The main thing I was trying to do was show people, if you're interested in converting angles, and the importance of getting it, of double checking everything, because you can see that in most cases it's gonna close, right? But sometimes you'll have this situation where it won't. So I'm gonna cut this off here. Let me see if I got no more comments. I don't know, it's Saturday afternoon. Y'all are probably watching football, foosball, or basketball, or whatever y'all watch instead of working. I'm just kidding. Sorry, making people mad. I'm gonna probably draw this. I'm gonna probably do another separate table for this and see what the shape looks like. This will be interesting because I don't understand what this beginning at a point on the title line of Flowing Springs Road, 33 feet wide, a corner of lands of Marguerite Montgomery, said point being measured north, blah blah blah. I mean, it's 8 feet from a point on the title line of Flowing Springs Road, a corner of lands of Montgomery lands now or formerly. Oh boy, no wonder the surveyor probably drank some Tennessee whiskey and decided to call it a day. Holy cow. I may have to get the owner involved to help me figure this one out, because this looks like some stuff that will affect. What's the name of these people? These are Trexler. I remember seeing another survey somewhere that it was different. It was like hand drawn. This is computer generated. But there was another survey that was like hand drawn by some surveyor that had a couple of these names, and I think they're over here, right in here. Cause see, this road comes up like this, and somehow winds its way up here. And anyway, I'm gonna play around with this a little bit, but again, well, keep an eye out for part two. And if anybody is interested in this spreadsheet, I can send it to you. You can just fill in your own data. I have actually a control one here because I was afraid I would screw up the formula or whatever. So and so I used this as a control in case I screw this one up over here. Okay, where did it go? Alrighty then. That's weird. It wouldn't go. It wouldn't go all the way back. Okay. Thanks a lot. Open Office Calc for freaking me out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to save this before I do any other crazy mess. So anyway, I hope that helped. I know this was a long and drawn out video, but if anybody's interested in just talking about this, the way these minutes, these degrees, minutes, and seconds are converted to angles, again, if you made it this far, it's basically just E8. It's basically what you're basically doing is taking the degrees that you're given in the deed, and you're taking the minutes, which is 40. You're dividing it by 60, and then you're taking the seconds and dividing them by 3600, and you're taking those two numbers, okay, and adding it to the minutes. The results of F8 divided by 60 and H8 divided by 3600, the sum of all that is your angle. Okay. So, all right. Anyway, anybody needs any help with that, let me know. Unless it's a year from now when you're watching this. I'm just kidding. I have a lot of people who will comment on videos like that like 10 years ago. Can you send me that file? I'm like, it's long gone by now. So anyway, just kidding, guys. Hope y'all have a nice Saturday afternoon, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks.